Stadium East is not the Tony Spalding Sports Complex, but hosts Arrent Gardens are happy as larks. At least they get a chance to play while serving a one-match home band. Tonight, the Junglers tackle Rivoli United, looking to secure another win after beating Harborview in their first game. It's early season, but they are as sharp as tacks. They were dominant in patches last week and are anxious to give a command performance for their home fans. Rivoli could find it tough to cope. The visitors drew 1-1 with Cavaliers last week and want more. In Kamar Beckford, they have a quality young player who is looking to impress. Chances are they will need much more than one player to come good tonight if they're to leave with 3 points. It's the return of Red Stripe Football Mondays. So grab a cold Red Stripe, let's start the game.
Red Stripe Football Mondays. Red Stripe Football. Whether you come at the field or watch it from yard, Red Stripe Football Mondays a start. If on the road, find the nearest bar. Because ball a roll. Red Stripe Football Mondays. Goal a score. Real for your side, from your side a play. Ball a roll. It's a Red Stripe and don't be late. Goal a score. Crowd a roar. It's your Red Stripe, make we start the game now.
Grab your Red Stripe, start the game.
We're back, folks. It's the first Monday night game of the Red Stripe Premier League 2014-2015 season. It is Arrent Gardens playing a home game here at the Stadium East Field up against Rivoli. We had this game on Monday night last year too. We expect a really, really good game. Hello everyone, I'm Neville Bell. With me once again, my analyst, G. John.
Indeed, thank you. And it's good to be back. Arrent Gardens are home away from home tonight as they sit out that stadium ban. But tonight they face Rivoli, and Rivoli come into this earning a point after their first game this season. Arrent had all three. Could this be an opportunity for Arrent to have the ascendancy very early on?
Yeah, we had some news from Coach Calvert Fitzgerald earlier saying that some of his players were down, or he thinks they're down with the Chick V virus. He said 7 players, and there would have been 7 starters. That can't be good news for him. Arrent coming off a very good victory over Harborview. They must start favourites tonight.
Start favourite. Their lineup on the bench, the players on the bench, Kemar, Malcolm, Kirk Ramsey, Andre Clennon. I mean, that's a super bench to draw from. Imagine the starting lineup. They are assured of going forward into this season in a different way, all the way to the finals. That's their objective.
All right, folks, we said it's the first Monday night. It's the second game, second round of games in the season, and we want to hear from some of the players just talking about what this season might bring.
Watch your Arrent Garden, I'm going to run the place.
Harborview may represent straight.
But it's a match, indeed.
Montego Bay United.
Rivoli Garden.
Rivoli Garden to tie the game.
Umberland Football Club.
Cavaliers Soccer Club.
Boystone.
Waters Football
There's a chance here for Waterholes. Oh, what a great finish.
So this year we're planning to stay up there and win the league.
And the game day is a team that come and fight the hardest, most time win.
The excitement for one, the contact, really everything, the whole intensity of the game.
This is not just a game, this is a job.
I choose goalkeeping because I love it.
You perform at your best all the time.
This is a beautiful shot.
The competitive spirit that everyone who plays the game have. That's really the love I have for the game.
And make sure so every day you put in 100. If them don't put in 100, you have to put in 110.
I dictate the game. I have more possession of the ball. I run the game, calm down the game, speed up the game.
Any team coming to Umberland will have a hard fought game.
That's the Rada Road. It is the Rada Road.
One thing I've learned throughout playing this Red Stripe Premier League, you can't take any team like all the teams, no matter what position they're in, they're all playing for it.
Expect the unexpected.
When game day, big man turn up here.
Action speak to the
Definitely, this one is going to be a showdown.
You have to understand what it entails to be a part of that family as a team. And the sky's the limit.
The first goal of the game. Beautifully done.
Grab your Red Stripe. Start the game.
Well,
What's up, everybody? No, you're not mistaken. Yes, we are back, bigger and better than before. Of course, welcome back to Red Stripe Football Mondays in its 4th season. I'm your girl, Danique, and as usual, I am holding it down in the fan zone where all the excitement is. Now, tonight, we are actually at Stadium East, where Arrent Gardens is going to kick it off with Rivoli. I have my fans here. Of course, you don't know. We'll have to ask them what they think about the match. Now, Devro, which team are you carrying tonight?
Well, big up Rivoli Jungle Street, and that's the thing they see it.
All right, cool. Who should we look out for on your team?
Well, we have a new baller named Bushy. He's going to do damage tonight.
All right, cool. So remember that. Look out for Bushy. Clinton, what do you think about, how do you feel about Red Stripe coming back on board with football?
Red Stripe is a good thing coming back on board. You know, we can come out to watch football on a Monday night and can buy a Red Stripe for $1.50 and the fans them can get to buy one too. It doesn't tear as though the rest of liquor themselves. So it's a good thing Red Stripe will come on board.
All right, good stuff. Red Stripe, you hear that? Keep it up. Football is back. Neville, over to you.
And of course, Red Stripe on board for another 5 seasons, they say. What a nice looking surface. A little heavy, I thought. We walked in it earlier. Nice looking surface and not a huge crowd. And this is the Arnett Gardens team.
Arnett Gardens, this is a lineup full strength with the exception of Decoy Williams, who is missing, suspected to be down with the chick-V virus, but nonetheless, Antoine Dorking comes back in there. Dre Walters, he'll be playing a holding midfield role, and Jameel Thompson, as we look at them set up, they'll actually be set up to play 3-4-3, and in the middle of the park, Vishnal Harris, Dre Walters, Janeel Thompson, and Hyde. Michaelis Martin leads the attack.
Goalkeeper Damien Hyatt, as you look at the rest of the Arnett team, and that's the defensive lineup. It suggested that Jerome Waite would be playing a 3-4-3.
Yeah, I joked with him. Louis van Gaal took his system. He's played it out of last season, and that's become fashionable now, as we see.
Well, Louis van Gaal went back to 4-4-2 on the weekend, and here's Rivoli.
Rivoli depleted, decimated, 7 players down with the chick-V, but they have capable replacements, as we see. Let's see how they go about things. Shannon Barkley, he starts in goal. No Devon Hodges, so Corey Burke leads the line along with Donnell Roberts. They're playing actually a 4-4-2 formation with those twin towers up in the head of the attack. Also missing Raymond Williamson, a mainstay of their midfield last season. He has now gone to Humble Lion.
And again, you see we bring the players right at you. And if you notice, when the team came up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, only 5 substitutes. Of course, FIFA says you're allowed 7. But as you heard, Coach, I told you what Coach Calvert Fitzgerald said earlier, that he's missing a number of players. Now, a couple of games gone. Reno, the 3-time champions. They haven't been here for a couple of years. They lead with Cavalier, but of course Arnett, Barbican, Rivoli, and Montego Bay with a game in hand. And should Arnett win tonight, they will jump to 6 points and they will take the lead. So a good victory from Arnett Gardens, winning at Harbour View 1-0 in that first game. We had a clash of colours as both teams, they wear red and black. And it seems like Arnett is coming out in red and white stripes. I was told that they're going to wear white. Well, that's not white from what we could see all the way over here. And there it is red and white. And the officials, led by Courtney Campbell, who actually played at Veer Technical. He was a goalkeeper. And of course, he works at the Mandeville Police Station. He's been a FIFA referee for a long time, and you know the FIFA age was 45. Now FIFA has said that they've scrapped the age limit.
It's a fitness test
now.
now.
As long as you could pass the fitness test, you could play.
So he has gotten a reprieve and he's back.
And well, he hasn't got the FIFA badge back yet, but he will. I think in January he will get it.
His next fitness test. So Erin Mitchell, Cedric Blair, general manager of Red Stripe, kicking things off, leading the delegation. Lorenzo Stanton, vice president of Rivoli, also in the mix.
So not a huge crowd. As we said, it's a home game for Arnett Gardens. They have a one-match ban, and also on probation, for 6 months. I think we're getting ready for the national anthem.
But one thing already apparent changes as we go into the fresh new season of Red Stripe Football Mondays. They've heard us. The numbers on the back of the jerseys are impressively large.
Yep. That's what happens, you know, because if you go to some of these, as they say, stadia, you're a mile away from the field, and you really need these big numbers. It's normal everywhere else in the world. I think last year, especially the Arrent Gardens team, they had some really small numbers there, and it kind of got hidden in the colors.
And the professionalism of the design. You know, when a team wears candy stripes internationally, you notice that there's a blank patch in the back where the number is.
You can put a block. This is
and
good.
we're seeing that right here as well. Pretty good stuff.
So once again, we welcome you folks to the first Monday night game. It's the second game for these teams. And we're going to take a little pause here for our national anthem. So it's a World Cup year. Some members of the national youth team here. Schoolboy football is on. We just saw the national under 17s. They did pretty decently, and they're moving on to a final round qualifier. So we expect to see some different kinds of football, and I guess the names are out also, because every time you have a World Cup, everybody is Falcao and
James Rodriguez.
So the names are out, but it's big time football here, and a couple of changes. Marvin Morgan at Arrent Gardens went from Boys Town to Waterhouse, and now back at Arrent.
And having the number 9 shirt as well. Interestingly, Marvin Morgan has been in the league prior to this 3 seasons. He had his most productive from a goal scoring point of view last season, scoring 4 goals in about 20 outings for Waterhouse last year.
Courtney Campbell, Kedley Powell is the assistant referee number 1, which means he's on the bench side. Richard Washington will be on our side, and the 4th official, Mr. Carl Tyrrell, and the match commissioner, Charles Barrett. So there is Mr. Campbell. Very, very unfortunate that I think it was June 23rd, lost his wife June 23rd, the day after her birthday. We take a quick break, and we come back for the start of Rivoli up against Arrent Gardens.
Grab a well-cold Red Stripe. Must be 18 years and older to drink. Drink responsibly.
It's a beautiful ad, isn't it? So again, condolences to Mr. Campbell and his family. And lost his wife to cancer. And as we said, on June 23, went in on her birthday. So that's the Arrent team. And if you're wondering, in red and white. And you could link us on Facebook, of course, at www.facebook.com/RedStripeJamaica. Post your comments, your photos of you and your friends drinking beer and watching the game. And you could also follow us on Twitter at Red Stripe. There you go. We're hashtag Red Stripe Jamaica. We're ready to go. Again, just so that you're not confused, we probably say it a couple of times. Arrent in red and white and Rivoli in red and black. Just to remind you also, tomorrow at 7 o'clock at the National Stadium, Waterhouse up against DC United. And that's at 7 o'clock tomorrow. Waterhouse leading the zone. But we get the start here at the Stadium East Field.
And of course, that in the CONCACAF Champions League, elite football within this area of the world.
So again, it'll probably take even the commentators a little while to ensure that Arrent is the team in red and white. We don't get confused.
Yes,
That's
it's definitely not Highgate United.
Yeah, that's
for whom we've seen these colours.
Yeah. The throw to Rivoli. Keith Wright with the ball. Played in the left wing back position.
Now, Arrent, renowned for their attacking style. They have a formation that which supports that 3-4-3. How Rivoli are set up to play. They're playing a 4-4-2 with a diamond-shaped midfield. The top of that midfield leading the attack for them is Jeremy Nelson, number 24 man.
This is the captain for Arrent Gardens, Damien Hyatt. Nice looking ball.
High definition.
There you go. Puts it long, won easily by Rivoli. Kept in by the man they called Tikaros. As he comes back to the Arrent team, Jerry Walters wearing the number 18 shirt. That's Corey Burke for Rivoli. The free kick to be taken by Kevin Graham. Well, he leaves it. And that leaves it to Troy Moulton. So again, as you heard G. John tell you, some huge numbers, which is just fantastic for your commentator. Anthony Dawkins doesn't win the header. It goes to Roberts for Rivoli. It's going to be cleared. Rivoli will try to keep it in. They don't. This is Harris. Vishnal Harris loses possession. And again, it's played back, and Hyatt will come and claim it quite easily. Saw a couple of games in the league yesterday. Saw the Tivoli Harborview game that ended 0-0 down at the Adisiago Sports Complex, and then came here and watched Cavalier get the better of Sporting Central, 1-0. Young Shane Jenkins getting the throw. There you go, Mr. Campbell says, play on. This is Kenny Lee. He's knocked over, and now Mr. Campbell says it's a free kick to Rivoli in a pretty good position. Very, very heavy outfield, smooth. You're going to have to knock the ball a little harder than normal. This is where they say the weight of the pass will come in. You have to get a little bit accustomed to this. Not very many surfaces in Jamaica would be as lush, as thick. Here's the foul.
Kenny Lee going down. Left midfield position. But certainly Rivoli pressing very early. Pinning Arrent back. Wasting no time, trying to seize the initiative in the game from early on.
As I said, I spoke to both coaches before the start of the game. Calvert Fitzgerald, the Rivoli coach, who did so wonderfully last year in his first season back. They've been demoted a couple of times in the Premier League. Came up and stayed up last year, ended in the middle of the pack. And even though he said he didn't have 7 of his players, he thought he had some pretty decent youngsters, and he says they're going to make a game of it. He knew it's going to be tough. Nelson is there. Jeremy Nelson wears the number 24. With him is Kemar Beckford. Nelson with the shot. And it's kept in. Hyatt won't have any problems with it.
So good delivery, finding the man at the back post.
So Fitzgerald, Coach Fitzgerald, he thinks that, yeah, it's going to be tough. And I was saying earlier that they don't have 7 on the bench. You're allowed by FIFA rules 7 substitutes, even though you can only make 3 changes. This is a good pass. Marvin Morgan wants to get there. He doesn't, but Arrent will keep possession.
Arrent's first foray into the Rivoli half. The pass was there. Arrent, of course, last season. A very slow start. First game started was a draw.
That's different because they won the first one. This is Keneal Hyde. Wants a good cross. It's not a bad one. It's a low one, which made it a little bit easier for the Rivoli defenders. Morgan gets it back to Walters. And again, gives up possession. The ball will come back to Jerry Walters. Plays it inside. Foul against Arrent.
Jerry Walters certainly will be an enforcer in the middle of the park in that defensive midfield position.
Yeah, because I told you they call him Tickerus.
Yeah, known as a tough and rugged central defender. Now in a more advanced role as he provides a screen in front of his three-man defense.
Shannon Bartley is the goalkeeper for Rivoli. Goes long. Arnett wins it. Clark loses possession. Foul. Arnett's ball. And comes all the way to Bartley. So again, they're going to have to get a little bit accustomed to the surface. And the other thing with a thick surface, that most times when you pass or kick, you're going to get the foot underneath the ball. So it's going to go high. You need really good technique. That should be a foul. No call.
Shoulder to shoulder, seen as a fair challenge.
Well, the flag went up. Mr. Pole on the far side put the flag up. And yeah, he decided that he thought that was a foul. And the kick will go to Rivoli. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 targets just at the top of the box. Arnett holding a high line. Oh, they drop a little deep. It's a teaser. Hyatt comes for it. He doesn't get it. Well, he gets the second one.
Not a clean take.
Here's Morgan.
Not paying the price, Arnett. They escape.
Clark. Still Clark with the ball. Comes to the back post. Needs to come back in front of goal, and this is a chance here for Arnett to get the first goal of the game. Marvin Morgan.
Well,
I think he did everything right except put the ball in the net. Coaches will tell you to head it down. He did. It was blocked by a defender. Goalkeeper Bartley beaten at the other side.
Anywhere else, and it would have been in the back of the net. But Marvin Morgan, that was a glorious opportunity. Brilliant play in the build-up from Arnett. The ball came back across. The keep-up punch, but not strong enough. Found the head of Morgan. We see the replay. Ball to the back post. Vishal Harris getting it back across. The keeper not strong enough in the punch. And that's good defending from the man on the line. That's the defensive midfield man, Kevin Graham, for Rivoli.
Here comes Rivoli. Certainly a very, very good opportunity. And I tell you, even though you said he didn't punch it all the way, Bartley got a really decent touch off the ball. It looked like it was Maurice Bennett.
It was Maurice
Bennett who cleared it off the line.
Defender.
Yeah. But Bartley got a good touch. I'm going to ask our producer to show me that again. Because first it was a really good header back inside by Vishal Harris.
He was full stretch, but I guess him being full stretch, it didn't clear the 6-yard box, really.
And I'm not certain Marvin Morgan could have done much more than he did, to be honest. He was coming hard at the ball. Got
excellent positioning by Bennett.
A full header on it, and Bennett on the line cleared it away. So the first break goes to Arnett Gardens, but it is still 0-0, as you could see on the screen. So a good start. Now the ball comes to the back post. Harris realizes that he can't go to goal. Look what he does. Brings it back across. That's good football. Bartley gets a lovely touch there. And here comes Morgan. Well, I'm not certain he could do anything more than that. And a
shot
good block.
on target.
Yeah, good block by Graham. Here's Morgan once again. They call him Miss a Man. This is Antho Dawkins. First time I saw him, I thought that I saw him with Reno, and he came to Arnett. I'm almost certain it was Reno I saw him first. Then he went to Highgate. Now he's back at Arnett Gardens. Tough defender. Antho Dawkins. So the first break goes to Arnett Gardens. But the chances, they don't win matches, folks. You have to put them in. There's Coach Jerome Waite, who's also doing wonderful stuff with
Charlie
Smith.
Both coaches double hatting.
Yep.
I probably should say 3 coaches double hatting.
No,
in football circles.
Yeah, in football circles.
One will remain. One will remain.
Yeah, Calvert
nameless.
Fitzgerald, the coach.
But yes, interestingly.
Yeah.
Jose Marti went down earlier today. So I'm sure Calvert Fitzgerald would want to end the night on a positive note. It'll be hard work.
Yeah, they're both really good coaches. Here's Calvert Fitzgerald, really good coaches. And he did beautifully with Rivoli last season. And I think up to the third round, they were a candidate to go back down. And come the third round.
Many may think Rivoli are a one-man team. Certainly this season they're going to set out to show they're not.
Devon Hodges at Humble Lion, who lost to Reno yesterday. Ball played through again. Morgan goes all the way across. Kept in by Thompson, Jameel Thompson on that far side, but Bartley gets it, he goes long. Corey Burke with the ball, gets it to Roberts. Here's Daniel Roberts, all by himself. No one inside the box, no one at all.
His other twin tower, Corey Burke, made the run but too late, and certainly he would not have reached that ball.
Harris going hard. Here comes Arnett once again. They give up possession. Taken away by Nelson for Rivoli. Now a player down, a couple of players down, both Arnett players. It was Keneal Hyde, I think, goes down.
Vishnell Harris, number 6 man, also writhing in pain.
So we're
Seems to be the worst off of both.
Yep. We're at the Stadium East Field, folks. We remind you that tomorrow at the National Stadium, 7 o'clock, as we look at what went on.
Caught.
Tackled by Troy Moulton. I don't think Mr. Campbell called that as a foul. The play went on. So as I said at the National Stadium, Waterhouse up against DC United. Waterhouse losing the first one in Washington, 1-0.
That game has major ramifications for Jamaican football.
Yep.
Certainly the CONCACAF Champions League. They call the tournament the journey to the FIFA Club World Cup, because the winner will play against the other Confederation champions in the Club World Cup.
The game is at 7 o'clock inside the National Stadium. You really need to go out and support the local team. Here's Keneal Hyde.
Certainly good to see a local team in that competition. Something for the league to look forward to.
Comes back all the way to Hyde. It's going to be a throw to Arnett Gardens. We remind you, the Arnett team playing in the red and white because there is a clash of colors. This is Morgan. Back to Hyde. Back to Marvin Morgan. Keneal Hyde needs a good cross. Yes, Martin inside. It's going to be tough. Rose behind. And Michaelos Martin, who scored against St. George's College in that Manning Cup final a few years ago and scored that first goal in this year's Premier League when they got the better of Harbourview last week, 1-0. So he was the
leading scorer in the 2011 Manning Cup competition.
Yeah, who knows? That might be almost a school's challenge question. Who scored the first goal in the Premier League 2014, 2015? So, me, sir, I know. I was there. Here's Anthony Dawkins. Hasn't scored for a while, I don't think. Martin knocked over. It's going to be a foul to Arnett Gardens.
Rivoli, a relatively young team. They would have come back into the Premier League with quite a few players graduating from the Manning and Acosta Cup level. So they have a year's experience under the belt now coming into the season. Maybe adding a couple reinforcements to that, they could make a very good run in this year's competition. So far, they're holding up well.
Hyde with the free kick. About 8 Arnett players at the top of the box. Here's Keneal Hyde, swerving away from the goalkeeper. Chance here. Had the goalkeeper come for it and had to go back. Jabur Johnson coming all the way from his central defensive position at the back post. Wasn't picked up.
Yeah.
But,
Jabur Johnson, one of the mainstays of the Arnett defense last season.
That's him again, plays it through, broken up by Graham. That was Maurice Bennett, actually, the central defender. Here comes Rivoli.
Both have similar hairstyles and height.
Ball played through, broken up, Dawkins. Kept in by Wright. This is Keith Wright.
Thankfully, one has the the ponytail.
Kenny Lee goes to the back post.
So we'll use that to demarcate going forward.
Bennett with the
Bennett
ponytail.
with the ponytail. But certainly, looking at this Arnett team, it seems a team equipped with the tools to play this system even better than last season. You look at the Hyde, who played on the left last season. He's now playing on the right, with Jamil Thompson coming in, left-footed player. He plays on the left side. Both can play in a defensive position, but they're in an advanced midfield position, and they can provide the tracking and the cover on the flanks as well. So they look good.
Well, that one just dies a natural death, doesn't it? Wanted to go to the back post. Rivoli keeping a lot of players behind the ball, so when they attack with pace, they actually run away from the support. And we just saw the attack when there was no one inside the box. So they have a number of people behind the ball. I think Calvert Fitzgerald probably wants to play on the counter.
Yes.
But especially when it's a heavy surface, you really have to come forward really quickly if that's what you're going to do, the counter attack. If you make 4, 5, 6 passes inside your own half, then it's not a counter attack. Here's Wright with the ball. Keith Wright, still Wright, gives up possession to Jerry Walters. It's back with Nelson. Nelson gets it on the far side to Daniel Roberts. Here's Roberts with the ball, back to Nelson.
That counter-attacking game takes a lot of speed.
It does. And as I said, that's not a bad header at all. Went away from goalkeeper Hyatt. Corey Burke was the man who climbed high.
And looking at the Rivoli team, how they're set up, I want to call them Robert and Burke, twin towers in the 4-4-2 up there. It seems that they're more set up for power